Hare Krishna. So today we are discussing the verses Bhagavad-gītā 5.19 and 5.2. Okay, sorry. All right, so we're discussing the verses 5.22 and 5.23. So let's begin. Anybody wants to read the verse? Yes, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Shall I?
Yes, please.
It's not clear. 1 minute, Prabhuji. Ehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkayonaya evate adyantavantah kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. Translation also I should read, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Translation with divine grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery, which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So let me explain this verse. The point here is the word has been used buddha. Buddha means intelligent. Buddhi means intelligence. And Kṛṣṇa is saying that an intelligent person does not indulge in the enjoyments which are coming from this senses. You see, the Buddha, the definition of an intelligent person is he does not take part in the happiness which comes from the material senses. Let's just try to understand, where does our happiness come from? So, what makes us happy? So, if you have to write down a list of top 5 things that makes you happy, can you write it down? Top 5 things that makes you happy. And then just write what is the sense that is corresponding to each of that. For example, if somebody likes to hear music, so the sense corresponding to that is ears. Maybe somebody likes to go on trekking and look at very beautiful scenery, nature lovers. The sense is eyes, right? So some people like eating nice food. Okay, when they go outside or when they eat some nice food, they like it. Okay, so that is tongue. So like that, you can understand that the happiness that we are enjoying right now is actually connected with the material senses. So these material senses at the moment are diseased, spiritually diseased. These senses we are trying to enjoy from these senses which are defective, which are diseased. But the real enjoyment is to free ourselves from the disease of these senses, that is a material disease. We want to get rid of the material disease and then enjoy with the spiritual senses. So that spiritual senses, spiritual enjoyment is different. You know what is called? It's called transcendental happiness. So in the Padma Purana, there is a verse which says, Ramante yogino anante satyananda chidatmani iti rama padane shau param brahma abhidhiyate. Rama, the word Rama, we are saying Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The word Rama. What is the meaning of the word Rama? Rama means the mystics derive unlimited transcendental pleasures from the absolute truth. And therefore, the supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, is known as Rama. Rama means the one or the supreme absolute truth who gives unlimited pleasure to the yogis. Yoginam Ramante Anante. That means unlimited pleasure the yogis are getting from Rama, Lord Rama. right? So this is called a spiritual enjoyment, right? And here, coming back to the verse, it says that whatever we are getting happiness today is coming from our material senses, and Krishna is continuing to say that intelligent people do not take part in that kind of happiness. Nateshu ramate buddha. The yogis, intelligent people, they don't indulge in sense gratification. No. What do? Ramante yogino anante. They also enjoy. It's not that a transcendentalist is not enjoying his life. No. They are actually enjoying unlimitedly more. That is transcendental happiness. Okay. So Krishna is saying intelligent person must not take part in this sensual enjoyment, because he continues to say dukkha yonaya evate, means ultimately it's going to only result in misery. The so-called happiness which we have designated as our happiness ends in a misery. Now, what are the examples of that? For example, there's some people who want to go on a vacation, for example. Maybe you went to a vacation. And after going to the vacation, what happened is, because of eating some food, which we are not used to that cuisine, eating that food, maybe we got some kind of diarrhea or dysentery issue, or something very unpleasant happened in that vacation. Maybe there was some robbery happened, some theft, mugging, or our passport got lost, and maybe our mobile phone fell down from the ship and fell into the water. So ultimately, it results in misery. So there's no so-called happiness, there's no happiness. I mean, we may go for a mall thinking that, okay, let me enjoy for some time. Okay, let me relax on a Saturday evening. We may think like that, Saturday evening, Sunday evening. And you go to the mall, and then you go there and you buy things which are not necessary, or maybe eat things which may not fill your stomach. Maybe you went to a movie, spent so much of money, and at the end of the day, you're having a headache in the night. And the next day morning, you are getting up with a headache, actually. And you're getting late to the office also because of that headache. Or maybe you took a half-day leave because of that. Now, actually, the plan was enjoyment, but then it resulted in misery. Like that, any kind of sensual enjoyment, if you deeply analyze it, you'll see that it simply results in a misery. What is the source of happiness today is the source of unhappiness later. So, for example, somebody may be very happy that I am a police. I got a police job now. I'm a police, and that he's very happy like a small kid, right? I'm police, I'm police, I'm police. So all the time wearing police dress, all the time at home also wearing the police dress, always happy, right? Always trying to say, I'm police, I'm police. After retirement, then, he's continued to say, I'm still the police. Okay, and the people are joking about him. This guy is retired, but still he says he's a police, right? And then afterwards, like, I come to reality, come to terms that I'm no longer a police. And then I become depressed, and then, going into depression, and then dies within 10 years of retirement. So whatever gets given so much of happiness causes misery at the end. So don't be too happy about the material senses, because ultimately, if we become too happy in that, it actually results in a much worse misery because of that happiness. So it's better to avoid. So intelligent people avoid that. And what is the happiness that we can take? We can take happiness unlimitedly from Krishna consciousness. There's no problem. There's no side effect. If you are becoming Krishna conscious, if you're chanting the names of Krishna, just like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as soon as he used to hear about Krishna, right, he used to dance in ecstasy, and he used to forget that somebody is watching. And after some time, he'll come back to external consciousness. So there is no problem. You can unlimitedly dance, unlimitedly sing, unlimitedly hear about Krishna, unlimitedly read about Krishna, and you can unlimitedly enjoy. There's nobody stopping. There's no side effect. The more you do it, the better. There's no restriction. And there's no cost to it. There's no expense. You don't have to spend money to become happy in Krishna consciousness. It's already there. It's just like the musk deer, okay, is looking for where is the perfume coming from. It is searching everywhere, all over the place. It goes all around finding where is the perfume coming, where is the perfume coming from. But actually the perfume is coming from itself. You see. So we are trying to look for happiness outside of us. The happiness is not outside, it's just right here, right now with us. So if in this moment, if we accept Krishna consciousness, if we follow the process, we can become unlimitedly happy. We become so happy that slowly, automatically, without anybody saying, we give up all those happinesses which we were addicted to. Yes, that's the right word. We are addicted to certain things, right? For example, children are addicted to video games, right? These days, they are addicted to Netflix, web series, binge watching. So they're addicted to Instagram shorts or YouTube shorts. So this is addiction. This kind of happiness is not called happiness. It's actually harmful happiness, right? We see so many kids, they're becoming psychologically irreversible diseases they are getting because of the addiction to mobile phone. So this is not something good material happiness. It has got a side effect. It has got a very dangerous side effect. So we should avoid it at every cost. We should avoid it. Let's go to the next verse. Anybody wants to read this shloka?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Shaknoti haivaya samstodum praktirira vimokshanat kama krododbhavam vegam sayuktam sasuki naraha.
Okay, the translation.
Translation, Prabhuji. Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. Before giving up this present body, if one able to tolerate the urges of material senses and check the force of desire and anger, he is well situated in happy in this world. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Here is the formula for happiness. So we are looking for a happiness formula. Since time immemorial, we are looking for it. Since when? Since ages. Okay, since the beginning of the creation, human being has been looking for happiness. Where can I find happiness? So the latest formula is you can find happiness in the city. So every time the happiness formula changes, but at the moment the formula is urbanization. That means people from the villages, they leave the villages and they come to the cities in search of happiness. Or people who are in the cities, they go to the Western countries in search of happiness, because they think that maybe happiness is there in the USA. It's not in India. So people from the villages, they think, okay, happiness is in the city. We are missing something. So like that, time immemorial, human beings are searching for happiness, but we cannot be happy anywhere. The latest happiness, you see, space travel. So moon travel is also getting ready. So very soon, moon travel becomes a reality. Mars travel becomes a reality. There'll be settlements, Moon and Mars, and people can actually go there. And now people are thinking, maybe I'll be happy in Moon or in the Mars now. That's the next thing. So we don't have to go to Moon or Mars to become happy. It's a very simple thing, very simple trick. Okay, just two things. Just have to control two things. What is that? Desire and anger. Okay, so just unmute yourself and tell me, how many of you have control over these two things? Desire, number one, and anger. Unmute yourself or type in the chat, me. Let me see who's here. Is there anybody here?
I have no control, Prabhu, and any amount of trying, I fail.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I always say I control my anger. I shouldn't. It's just a spark in eye. Desire, unlimited.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody wants to share? Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
I do have desires, but over the period of time, my desires have changed.
Okay.
I realized that, and I'm happy with these desires. And probably, and I don't know whether I should stop these desires. I'm like, as I told you, And anger, from my childhood, I never used to get angry. Of course, sometimes when, when I was in a job, but there was never a situation when I burst out.
Okay.
But I do get angry. I have to own up that.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else wants to share? Happiness?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Go ahead, Amrita.
One time I used to get very angry. Now it's all mellow. I have mellowed down. And
Okay.
plus praying and chanting Hare Krishna, I've changed my lifestyle. So the anger has become reduced. It is still there, but
Yeah. Okay. So may I ask you one question?
yes, Prabhuji.
So to the extent that your anger reduced, do you feel more happy now in comparison with the past?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Maybe we become old now, and I realized so many things and gone through so many hardship. I've realized a lot, Prabhuji. So, and plus praying to God more and more. So I feel quite blissful now. Mainly the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra that has changed my lifestyle, Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Mataji. So thank you for sharing, all devotees. So here is the point. It's a very simple formula, but again, yet at the same time, very difficult. I understand that. If we can control our anger and if we can control our desire, just these two things, kama krodha, that's called shaknoti yaha ihaiva. Iha means now, right now, in this body. Yah sodum, who is able to tolerate. Prak sharira vimokshana. That is kama krodod bhavam vegam. Vega means urge. You see, an urge. Natural urges are like this. For example, if you are about to, let's say, sneeze, that's an urge. You can't stop it, and you must not stop it also. Okay, it's a sneeze is an urge. Hunger is an urge. Thirst is an urge. Like somebody, let's say, if you're about to vomit, okay, you can't stop it, right? So it's an urge. It's called vegam. The word is called vega. So similarly, here the vegam is not about the natural bodily urges, but it's a little bit different. That is kama and krodha. Sometimes we see there's an urge. We get that urgency, right? So for example, if you want to buy something, maybe you liked something and you just want to buy it. Okay, so there's an urge that comes from within, right? That will just take out your card and or your phone UPI and then immediately you'll buy it, right? So, but when that urge is not there, no matter how much ever discount may be there, how much ever explanation may be there, we may not be interested. But when that urge comes, right, we buy it. So that's why they say, you see, actually sales is emotional. Okay, people buy out of emotion. That's why they say that. So that's an emotion. You know, the marketers, the sales guys, they use all these techniques because they understand Bhagavad-gītā, okay, but they use it in a material way. The point is, there's an urge, and that's called as the urge of the desire. And we can see that when we go for shopping, or we can see sometimes we want to control something, but when we just do it, we are not supposed to eat that, but we just ate it off, right? So happens. So that's called as the vega. And sometimes anger is also an urge. It comes like a storm, just falls down. Okay, you can't stop it now, right? And you just want to burst and blast. That's the only thing that you want to do right now. There's no way to contain it. This is called vega. If we can just control these two urges, that desire and anger, then you can be very happy in this life. Sayuktaha sasukhi naraha. That person is called well situated, and such a person is happy. So the transcendentalists, those who are serious about self-realization, they try to control the desire and anger. So that is a duty for the transcendentalist, that they must try to control. They cannot indulge their senses every single day and still be looking for self-realization. That is not possible. So forcefully and with practice, with effort, we should actually stop our anger and we should not allow it to grow. just like a fire in, if you hold fire or coal in hand, it burns you. And similarly, fire, you should, this anger, you should try to cut it down. And desire also, you must try to cut it down. There's no point in indulging in the sense, because just like if there is a small fire and if you put fuel to it, the fire increases, it doesn't decrease, am I right? Similarly, desire also, we may feel that, okay, let me just satisfy this desire and I'll be fine. But no, that's not what is going to happen. If you're going to eat one sweet, you feel like eating another next. If you're trying to do, or if you want to buy one, and then you'll feel like buying more next, right? So that's why there's a buy one and get one free. So something like that. You'll feel like doing more of it. So better to stop it there. So that's the formula that Kṛṣṇa is giving. So again, there's a beautiful verse in Nectar of Instruction which says, Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Udaro Pasta Vegam, Etan Vegan Hi Visahate Dhira, Sarvam Apimam Prithvim Chasishat. That means a sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, mind's demands, actions of anger, and urges of tongue, belly, and genitals is qualified to make disciples all over the world. So who can make disciples all over the world? Who has the qualification to become a guru or a Goswami? The master of senses. You must master your senses. So it's a daily practice, and it is possible through Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Otherwise, without Kṛṣṇa consciousness, it is very difficult. With artificial processes, you can do a course on anger management or desire management, or you can do some mindful meditation technique courses, etc. Read a lot of maybe Buddhist books, etc. But just by simply repeating, I shall not become angry, I shall not become angry, it's not going to work. Nor is it going to work if you say that, okay, I shall not get desire, I shall not get desire. It won't work. But simply if you become Kṛṣṇa conscious, if you become serious about Kṛṣṇa consciousness, if you do Kṛṣṇa consciousness sincerely, then you can be able to tolerate your urges much effectively, much better. Okay? So that's today's shlokas. Anybody has any questions?
Yesterday, Prabhuji was alluding to probably the same advice that he was telling us how to control the food and all, no? Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Yesterday's question, right? Yesterday's question was like, how do we control the sense gratification, right?
He was mentioning about nectar of instruction.
Nectar
Very
of
kind,
instruction.
very kind.
Next
Thank
of-
you, Prabhuji.
Next of instruction, but not this verse. This is
Okay, Prabhuji.
next verse. Next verse is Atyahara prayasascha prajalponiyamagraha janasangascha laulyamcha bhaktir shadbir vinashati. That is, Atyahara means eating more than necessary or accumulating more wealth than necessary. That is the first word, Atyahara. There are 6 things which remove or reduce our devotional service. We have to be very, very cautious and should be always checking these 6 parameters.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, so one
Very
is this,
nice.
one of them is this. Yes, Hare Krishna. Not
Thank
eating
you.
more than necessary. Hare Krishna. Thank you. All right, so let us continue and sing Narsimha Arati. Hare Krishna. Who is willing to sing Narsimha Arati?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Shall I, Prabhuji?
You go ahead, please.
Sri Narsimha, Jaya Jaya Narsimha, Prahladesha, Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma Brunga, Namaste Narasimhaya, Namaste Narasimhaya, Praladadadadayini, Hiranyakashirpurvakshaha, Hiranyakashirpurvakshaha, Shridatanka Nathalaye, Ito Nasimha Parato Nasimho, Yato Yami Tato Nasimha, Bahir Nasimha, Hridaye Nasimha, Narasimha Mahim Sharanam Prapade, तव कर कमलवरे नखाम् अद्भुत शृङ्गाम् दलिता हिरण्यकशिपो अनभृङ्गाम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा जय गुरुदेवा गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा गुरुदेवा निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि बोल हरे कृष्ण प्रभु
Sorry. Hare Krishna. Thank you.